Welcome to the CapCut Complete course. Whether you're a beginner or looking to enhance your video editing skills, this course is designed just for you. CapCut is a powerful, user-friendly video editing app that allows you to create stunning videos right from your PC or laptop. Throughout this course, we will guide you step by step, covering everything from the basics to advanced techniques. We'll start by exploring the downloading and installation process. Then, we'll dive into practical editing skills like cutting, trimming, adding effects, and incorporating music. By the end of this course, you'll be able to create professional quality videos with ease. Get ready to unlock your creative potential and take your video editing skills to the next level. Let's get started. First, open your favorite browser and search for CapCut Download for PC. Open the first link. You'll see this interface. Then click on the Download button. A new tab will appear on your browser, and after a few seconds, you will see that the download has been completed. After that, open This PC and click on the Downloads folder. You can see I have the CapCut setup downloaded. Double-click on this setup. Then you will see this tab appear. You can see the installation is in progress. After some time, the installation will be completed. After completing the installation, you'll see this tab. This is checking your system to ensure CapCut will run smoothly. After all processes, you'll see this interface. This is the first method of installing CapCut on your laptop. Let's go to the second method. Open the Start menu and search for Microsoft Store. You'll see this interface. Then search for CapCut. Then click here. After that, you'll see this interface. Click on the Get button. I have CapCut already installed, so I have the Installed button showing. But you will have the Get button. After installing CapCut, we will now learn how to log in to CapCut on a PC. So, let's open CapCut. Click on Sign In. Then you'll see this menu. You can log in here with the help of TikTok, Facebook, or Google. I click on Sign In with Google. A new tab will open in your browser. Then click on your Gmail account and click on Continue. You'll then see this interface. Click on Open. After that, your CapCut will open. You can see I have successfully logged into my account. After logging into CapCut, click on Create a Project. Then you'll see this interface. In this interface, you have Media panel available on the top left side of your screen. You can import your media files and folders by clicking on the Import button. Then you have a Space tab located on the left side of the Media panel. In this tab, you can access your Google Drive if you are logged in on CapCut. After that, you have a Stock Media tab available. In this tab, you can access any stock videos and images. You can search here for any stock footage. Next, you have an Audio tab located on the right side of the Import tab. In this tab, you can use any music in your projects. There is also a Sound Effects folder available in this Audio tab. In this folder, you can use any sound effects in your videos. After that, you can search for any sound effects you wish. Then you have a Copyright folder available in this Audio tab. In this folder, you can check the copyright status of your YouTube videos. Additionally, there is an Extract Audio folder in this Audio tab. You can extract audio easily from your videos. There is also a TikTok sound folder available in the Audio tab. You can use audio from TikTok in your videos. After that, you have a Text tab located on the right side of the Audio tab. In this tab, you have the default text for your videos. There is also an AI-generated folder available for creating your Think According text and titles. Next, you have an Effects folder available in this tab. You can add any text effect to your text and titles. There is also a Text Template folder available. In this folder, you can add any template to your text as you wish. Then you have an Auto Caption folder available in this tab. You can add auto captions with the help of this feature. Additionally, there is a Local Caption folder available in this tab. In this folder, you can add captions by uploading text files. After that, you have a Stickers tab available on the right side of the Text tab. In this tab, you can use any sticker in your videos. Next, you have AI-generated folder available in this tab. You can generate any stickers with just one prompt. After that, you have an Effects tab on the right side of the Stickers tab. In this tab, you can use any effect on your video to create a cinematic look. There is also a Body Effects folder available. In this folder, you have many body effects. After that, you have a Transitions tab located on the right side of the Effects tab. In this tab, you have multiple transitions for your videos. After that, you have a Captions tab located on the right side of the Transitions tab. In this tab, you can generate auto captions for your video to make it look more engaging. There is also an Add Captions folder available in this tab. In this folder, you can add captions by uploading text files. Next, you have a Caption Templates folder available. In this tab, you can choose any text template for your captions. After that, you have a Filters tab available on the right side of the Captions tab. In this tab, you can add any filter to your video. After that, you have an Adjustments tab available on the right side of the Filters tab. In this tab, you can add an adjustment layer to your video to change the video settings and properties. There is also a LUT folder available in this tab. You can upload any LUT for your videos. After this, you have a media player available where you can play and watch your video. After that, you have an editing panel. In this panel, you can manage your project properties, for example, scale, position, and colors. After that, you have a timeline located at the bottom of your screen. In this timeline, you can edit your projects. There are multiple tools available in this timeline for editing your videos. You can also adjust the panel sizes according to your needs by clicking and dragging them. Then you can detach any panel on your screen. Drag and drop them to detach any part of the screen. After that, you can see all the keyboard shortcuts by clicking here. You can also rename the project from here. Click on it, then enter your project name. Now we will see how to import your video files. First, click on the Import button. Then you'll see this interface. In this interface, you can select your media files and folders. Then double-click on it. After that, you'll see this interface. You can watch your video by clicking on it and see the video player. You can change the view in the media player. Click on this icon, then select your favorite option. I select the list and click on it. After that, you can change the filter on your media files. Click on this icon. Select your filter. You can see video, audio, and images separately. After that, you can search for any file from your imported files. Now we will see how to import your files onto the timeline. You can import your files by clicking on this plus icon. You can see I have imported the video onto the timeline. This is the first method of importing the video onto the timeline. The second method is simply dragging and dropping it onto the timeline. You can see I have successfully imported the video onto the timeline. After importing the media files, we will learn about all the editing tools and features in the timeline. So, drag and drop the first video onto the timeline. Trim and split. First, let's learn how to trim and split the video. Move the playhead to the split point on the timeline and click on the video track. Then, click on the split tool icon. Your video will be split. You can see it is split. Now, delete the extra part of the video. This is the first method of splitting the video. Next, let's move on to the second method of splitting the video. Drag and drop the second video onto the timeline. Move the playhead to the splitting point and press Ctrl+B on the keyboard. Your video will be split. You can see it is split. This is the second method. Now, let's move to the third method of splitting the video. Drag and drop the third video onto the timeline. Then, click here and click on the Split tool. Go to the video track on the timeline where you'll see this tool. Using this tool, you can split any part with a left click. Click on it. You can see this part is divided into two separate parts. Basic editing techniques. You can fit the track size onto the timeline. Just press Shift+Z on your keyboard. Then you'll see the track size automatically fit on the timeline. Next, you can trim the video from the left or right side using these tools. Suppose you want to trim your video from the left side. Move the playhead to the split frame and then click on it. You can see the left side is successfully removed. To remove the right-sided part of your video, move the playhead to the deleting frame and click on the second icon. You can see the right-sided part was successfully removed. After trimming, you can add a freeze frame to the video. Move the playhead to where you want to add the freeze frame, then click on the freeze frame icon. This will add a freeze frame to your video track. Next, you can flip the video. To flip your video, click on it, then select the flip icon. Your video will be flipped. You can also rotate your video by clicking this button. Capcut also includes a crop tool. In this tool, you can crop and resize your videos. Click on it, and you'll see this interface where you can crop any video by dragging. Click on this tab to see the menu where you can select the aspect ratio for your project. Click Confirm to apply the changes. You can also change the aspect ratio for your project in the media player by clicking on this icon. For example, I select 16:9. Undo and redo features allow you to quickly recover from mistakes, saving time and effort by not having to manually reverse changes. Look for the undo icon, usually located in the top toolbar or menu bar, represented as a curved arrow pointing to the left. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Z to undo your last action. Similarly, find the redo icon, typically near the undo icon, shown as a curved arrow pointing to the right. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Y to redo an action you have undone. If your mouse has a scroll wheel, you can use it to zoom in and out on the timeline. Hold down the Control key, scroll up to zoom in, and scroll down to zoom out. Alternatively, use the zoom slider on the right side of the timeline. Drag the slider to the right to zoom in, making the timeline larger and more detailed, or drag it to the left to zoom out, seeing more of your project at once. Capcut features a Fit Screen button that automatically adjusts the view to show the entire timeline on the screen. Look for the icon resembling a screen or grid and tap it to fit the entire timeline within your view. You can also add markers to the timeline. Move the playhead to the point where you want to add a marker, click on the playhead to select it, then look for the marker icon in the toolbar or menu. Tap on the marker icon to add a marker at the current playhead position. To edit a marker on the timeline, right-click on it, then click on Edit Marker. You'll see a menu where you can change the marker color and rename it. Now we will see how to add transitions to your video to make it look more cinematic. First, drag and drop your video onto the timeline. Then, add a second video. Since I don't have a second video, I'll cut the first video into 2 parts. Next, go to the Transition tab located at the top left side and click on it. You will see an interface with multiple transitions available. You can select any transition for your videos. I'll go to the Camera tab and select a transition. Then, drag and drop it onto the video clip. After that, go to the Editing panel where you can change the duration of the transition. As you can see, the transition has been successfully added. We'll be showing you how to create a folder in the Capcut video editor. Once you're on the main interface, you'll see all your projects displayed. To create a folder, right-click on the Media panel, then click on New Folder. You can see that a new folder has been successfully created. To rename this folder, right-click on it and then click on Rename. You'll see an interface where you can enter your desired folder name. After entering the name, hit the Enter button. You can see I Have folder is successfully created. After that, drag and drop the video onto the timeline. Then, click on the video to select it. Then go to the Editing panel and click on the Adjustment tab. Color Temperature. The Color Temperature option adjusts the color tones of your video, making it look warmer, more orange, or yellow. or cooler, more blue. This is measured in degrees Kelvin, K. For a cooler look, I'll set this to -10. Tint. The tint option adjusts the color balance between green and magenta. This can be used to correct or stylize the colors in your video. I'll set this to 10. Saturation. Saturation affects the intensity and purity of colors in your video. Adjusting saturation makes colors appear more vivid or muted. I'll set this to 15. Lightness. Lightness adjustments in CapCut affect the brightness levels of your video. Proper lightness settings can enhance the visual quality of your footage. Exposure. Exposure influences how bright or dark your video appears. Adjusting exposure can significantly impact the visual appeal of your footage. I'll set this to -10. Contrast. Contrast defines the difference between the lightest and darkest parts of your video. Adjusting contrast can make your footage more dynamic and visually appealing. I'll set this to 9, but you can adjust it based on your needs. Highlights. Highlights emphasize specific parts of your video to draw attention. I'll set the highlights to 30. Shadows. Shadow effects add depth and dimension to your video. I'll set this to -8%. Whites. Whites refer to the brightest parts of your video. Properly managing whites is crucial for a well-balanced video. I'll set this to -6, but you can adjust it as needed. Blacks. Blacks refer to the darkest parts of your video, crucial for setting contrast and depth. I'll set this to -4, but adjust according to your needs. Brilliance. Brilliance combines several elements to make your video stand out. I'll set this to -10%, but you can adjust it based on your preferences. Effects. CapCut allows you to adjust various effects. Sharpness. Sharpness enhances the clarity and detail of your video. I'll set this to 30%. Clarity. Clarity improves visual sharpness and detail. I'll set this to 14%. Particles. Particles create effects like smoke or fire. I'll set this to 6%. Fades. Fades create smooth transitions between clips or signal the end of a scene. I'll set this to 20%. Vignette. A vignette subtly darkens or lightens the edges of the frame compared to the center. I'll set this to -17%. HSL settings. HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness. Adjust these settings to manipulate colors within your video. I'll set the red hue to 58%, saturation to -27%, and lightness to -17%. Adjust these settings according to your needs. How to add LUTs, or lookup tables, are predefined color grading presets used in video editing and color correction. They are mathematical formulas that map one set of colors to another, essentially transforming the colors in your footage to achieve a desired look or style. To add LUTs to your videos in CapCut Video Editor, you first need to download the LUTs. Here's how. Open your browser and search for her Flash LUTs. Open the first link you see. You will see an interface with various options. Scroll down until you find the section where you can download LUTs for your videos. Download the LUTs you want. Once you have downloaded the LUTs, follow these steps in CapCut. Open CapCut. Click on the Adjustment tab. Click on the LUTs folder. Click on the Import button. You will see a menu appear. Select your downloaded LUT and double-click on it. Now, drag and drop this LUT onto the timeline. You can see that the LUT is successfully added to your video. Now we will see how to add a green screen in any video on CapCut. A green screen, or chroma key, is a technique used in video editing to replace a solid colored background, usually green or blue, with another image or video. This process allows filmmakers and video editors to create the illusion that their subjects are in a completely different environment. To add the green screen element to your video, start by importing your background video into the editor. Then, import your green screen element. Drag and drop the background video onto the timeline, followed by the green screen element onto the upper track above the background video. Double-click on the green screen video to access the editing options. In the editing panel, click on Remove BG and check the green screen option. After selecting the green screen, return to the editing panel and increase the intensity for a better output. Finally, go to the media player and adjust the position of the green screen element. You will see that the green screen has been successfully added. Now we will see how to blur the background of a video on CapCut. Blurring the background can help focus attention on the main subject and give your video a professional look. First, drag and drop the video onto the timeline. Then, drag and drop the same video onto the upper track on the timeline. Double-click on this upper track video. Go to the editing panel and click on Remove BG, then click on Auto Removal. You will see that the analysis has started. After a few seconds, the background of this video will be removed. Next, go to the Effects tab and search for Blur. Drag and drop this effect onto the bottom track on the timeline. You will see that the video background is successfully blurred. You first need to import the video files. So, click on this Import button. Then you'll see this interface. In this interface, you'll select your video files and click on the Open button. After importing the video into CapCut, drag and drop it onto the timeline. Once the video is on the timeline, double-click on it. Next, go to the Editing panel. Click on the Speed tab, located at the top left side of the Editing panel. You'll see this interface. In this tab, you can increase or decrease your video speed. But for now, we will focus on the Curves tab. Click on the Curves tab. You'll see this interface with various options. Click on this tab. We will work with these points. I will go to the first highlighted point and turn the left-sided point to the top. I'll do the same with the right-sided point. Then, go to the next highlighted point and turn these points in front of the first point. Next, go to the following point and turn these points to the below side. Finally, go to the last point and turn this point to align with the first point. You'll notice some changes in your video. Click on this video track on the timeline to select it. Then, go to the Editing panel and click on Smooth Slow MO. After that, click on Optical Flow. Now, let's add music to this video. Go to the Audio tab, located at the top left side of the screen. Click on it, and you'll see this interface. Here, you can select any music for your video. I selected this one. Drag and drop it onto the track below the video. Finally, delete any extra part of this video. You can now see the final result. Double exposure video. Now, let's see how to create double exposure videos. Double exposure is a cinematic technique where two different images or video clips are superimposed over each other, creating a layered effect. This blend of visuals can convey complex narratives, add depth to storytelling, or simply create an aesthetically pleasing effect. To create double exposure videos, first, import any two video clips. Click on the Import button and select your video clips, then click on the Open button. After importing the videos, drag and drop the first video onto the timeline. Next, drag and drop the second video onto the B-roll track on the timeline. Double-click on this B-roll video to select it. Go to the Editing panel, scroll down, and click on the Blend option. In this tab, you have a default mode. Click on this button and select Hard Light. Turn on the keyframe for opacity, setting it to 0. After a few seconds in the video, turn the opacity to 100%. After 2 seconds, trim this video. Drag and drop this video onto the C-roll track on the timeline. Go to the Editing panel, click on the mode, and set it to default. Turn on the keyframe for opacity, keeping it at 0%. Then, after one clip, set the opacity to 100%. You can now see the final output of this video. Create cool masking transition. Masking in video editing is a technique used to hide or reveal specific parts of a video or image. By creating a mask, you can control which portions of the video are visible and which are concealed, allowing for more precise and creative editing. Masks can be created in various shapes, such as rectangles, circles, or custom shapes, and can be animated to follow objects or change over time. To create a cool masking transition, first, you need 2 video clips. Click on the Import button, and you'll see this interface. In this interface, select your video clips and click on the Open button. After importing the video clips, drag and drop the first clip onto the timeline. Double-click on this video to select it. Go to the Editing panel and click on the Mask tab. In this tab, you can select any mask according to your needs. I selected this horizontal mask and rotated it to 90 degrees. Move this mask to the left side of the video. Go to the Editing panel, turn on the keyframe for the mask, and play the video while moving the mask to the right side continuously. Keyframes will be automatically added to the video. After that, go to the Editing panel and set the feather to 25%. Move this video layer to the upper track, then drag and drop the second video clip onto the track below. You can now see the final output of this video. Blending mode. Blending in video editing refers to the process of combining multiple video clips, images, or layers to create a seamless and cohesive visual effect. This technique is used to make transitions smoother, add creative visual effects, or combine different elements in a video to achieve a desired look. To demonstrate blending in Capcut, first, import your video clips by clicking on the Import button, which will bring up an interface where you can select your desired clips. After selecting your clips, click the Open button. Once the video files are imported into the editor, drag and drop them onto the timeline. Select the B-roll track and navigate to the Editing panel. Click on the Mode button, and then select Overlay, which will show changes in the video. Next, return to the Editing panel and decrease the opacity to 53%. You will now be able to see the final result of the blended video. Auto captions. By adding auto captions to videos, we can save a lot of time. Auto captions create text from spoken words automatically, so we don't have to type everything out ourselves. This lets us spend more time on other important parts of making the video, making the whole process quicker and easier. First, open Capcut, then start a new project. You'll see this interface. First, you need to import a video into Capcut. Click on the Import button. You'll see this interface. Select your video files and double-click on them. Then drag and drop the video onto the timeline. Double-click on it to access the editing options. Go to the Text tab located on the top left side. You'll see this interface. Click on Auto Captions. This menu will appear. Click on this tab and select your language. After that, click on the Generate button. After some time, you'll see the captions added to your video. After adding the captions, you can edit them. Capcut allows you to edit captions within the Editing panel. First, I'll click here and change the captions font. With this slider, you can increase or decrease the scale of your captions. These options allow you to bold, underline, and italicize your captions. Capcut also allows you to change the captions color. To change the color of the captions, click here and select any color according to your needs. I selected red. You can see I have changed the caption color. After that, click on the Templates button. You'll see this interface. In this tab, you can select any template for your captions. For example, I selected this one. You can see I have added the template to my captions. Then click on the Bubbles button. You'll see this interface. In this tab, you can add any bubble background to your captions. For example, I selected this one. You can see the bubble added to my video. Then I'll go to the Animation tab. In this tab, I can add any animation to my text. For example, I selected this one and clicked on it. The animation was successfully added to my text. Then I have a Captions tab appear on the top left side in the Editing panel. In this tab, I can edit any caption. To edit the captions, click on them, then change any word or sentence. Recording audio. We can record audio directly in Capcut. This lets us add voiceovers or sound effects to our videos without using another program. It makes editing easier and faster by keeping everything in one place. To record your audio in Capcut, first, drag and drop the video onto the timeline. Then, extract its audio by right-clicking on it and selecting Extract Audio. You'll see the audio extracted. Click on the video track to select it, then click on the mic button. A menu will appear where you can record your audio for videos. By clicking this button, you can start or stop recording. From the drop-down menu, you can select the mic. A slider will appear, allowing you to increase or decrease your audio volume. You can also reduce the echo in your voiceovers and mute the voices in your project. After recording the voiceover, go to the Editing panel. In the Editing panel, the first slider allows you to increase or decrease the audio volume. The second slider lets you add a fade into your voiceover, and another second slider lets you add a fade out. Capcut also allows you to auto-normalize the loudness. By clicking this feature, you can normalize the audio in your voiceover, making it consistent. You can see the difference between the first and second audio tracks. Another main feature is the ability to reduce noise in your voiceover. In the Speed tab available on the top right side of the Editing panel, you can increase or decrease the speed of your audio with a slider. Capcut also allows you to change your voice to other voices. To use this feature, click on the Voice Changer tab. You'll see an interface where you can convert your audio to any voice. Keyframing. Keyframing is a powerful tool in video editing that allows you to create smooth transitions and dynamic animations. By setting keyframes, you can control the movement, opacity, and position of video elements over time. This technique is essential for adding special effects, enhancing visual storytelling, and creating professional quality videos. Whether you're animating text, adjusting color grades, or creating complex motion graphics, keyframing provides precise control and flexibility in your edits. First, drag and drop the video file onto the timeline. Then drag and drop the object for animation onto the B-roll track. Double-click on it to access the editing options, and then go to the Editing panel. Decrease the scale of the object and move it to the right side of the screen. Turn on the keyframe for the transform option. Move the playhead a few seconds forward. Then go to the media player and move the object to the left side of the screen. You'll see that a starting animation has been added to the video. Move the playhead a few seconds further, click on the video track to select it, and go to the Editing panel. Click on Blend and turn on the keyframe. Move the playhead to the ending frame, then go back to the Editing panel and set the opacity to 0%. You can see that I have created an animation. Creating thumbnail. Ever struggled to create eye-catching thumbnails for your videos? Imagine scrolling through YouTube and a stunning thumbnail grabs your attention instantly. In today's video, I'll show you how to create those captivating thumbnails using Capcut, making your content stand out effortlessly. Let's dive in and unlock the secret to perfect thumbnails. First, click on this Cover tab. Then you'll see this tab. In this tab, we will create a thumbnail or video cover for your project. This will automatically add a background picture to your video. Here you have a Templates tab folder available on the left side of the screen. In this tab, you can use any template in your thumbnail. Then you have a toolbar available on the left corner side. Go to the Text tab located in this toolbar. You'll see this interface. In this tab, you can select any text for your video. For example, I select this one. Then this will add to my canvas. I'll double-click on this to select it, then type your own text. Then adjust the position it to the bottom of the screen. Then click on this background image. Then go to the Effects tab, located on the right side of the canvas. Then click on this blur effect. Then you can see that have background is blurred. Then go to the Shapes tab. In this tab, you can use any shape on your project. I select this one and click on it. Then go to the canvas and adjust the scale. Then set the position. Then again click on this Text tab. Now, I select this text, then go to the canvas. Change the text to according your needs. Then adjust the scale. Then set the position. Then go to the Stickers tab. In this tab, you can select any sticker for your projects to look more amazing. I select this one, then adjust the scale. Then set the position. You can see the final results. After that, you can save this cover on the video. Sking tone editing. First, open Capcut. Then start a new project. you'll see this interface. In this interface, you need to import the video. Click on the Import button, select your video files, and double-click on them. After importing the video, drag and drop it onto the timeline. Double-click on this video track to select it. Then go to the Editing panel and click on the Retouch tab. You'll see this interface. In this tab, you have a Retouch option. Click on this tab to check it. You will see the Smooth tab in this interface. The Smooth option in the Retouch tab of CapCut helps make your video look better by smoothing your skin and reducing blemishes. Increasing it will make your skin look smoother and more flawless in the video. I set it to 100%. Next, you have a Smile Lines tab. The Smile Lines tab works to reduce the appearance of lines and wrinkles around your mouth, making your skin look smoother and more youthful. I set it to 42%. Then you have the Dark Circles tab. The Dark Circles tab in the Retouch section of CapCut is used to reduce or remove dark circles under the eyes. When you adjust this feature, it helps lighten the dark areas, making your eyes look brighter and more refreshed. I set it to 42%. Next, you have the Brighten slider. The Brighten tab in CapCut helps to adjust the brightness of your video. I keep it at 97%. Then you have the White Teeth slider available in this tab. Using this tab, you can adjust the color of your teeth in the video. After adjusting these settings, scroll down and click on Auto Reshape. In this tab, you can adjust the shape according to your preference. The first slider is Slim. By increasing the slimness of your video, you can adjust the shape. In this case, I'll not change it. Next, you have a Chin Length slider. By using this slider, you can increase or decrease the chin length. I set it to 8%. In this tab, we also have a Shorten slider. By using this slider, you can shorten your face size. After that, you have a Makeup tab available. In this tab, you can add any makeup effect to create more cinematic videos. Here you can select any category of filters. By clicking on any effect, you can apply it to your video. For example, I select this one and click on it. You will see this effect added to my video. Next, you have a Body tab available. This tab allows you to change the body settings according to your preference. It includes settings for legs, body, waist, and head, allowing you to smooth and brighten these areas. You can use these settings according to your needs. In this case, I'll not use these options. Then go to the Effects tab located on the top left side of the screen. Click on Body Effects. Then click again on Body Effects to see multiple effects. Here you can select any effect for your video. For example, I select this one and click on it to download the effect. After downloading the effect, drag and drop it onto the video track on the timeline. You will see this effect added to your video. Now let's move on to the second part of this video, creating video behind the text. So, now we will create a video behind the text. First, you need to go to the Stock Media tab. Then I'll select this white background and drag and drop it onto the timeline. Then go to the Text tab. Select this default text. Then drag and drop it onto the timeline. Then go to the Editing panel. Change the text to your own text. Go to the Colors tab and change the text color from white to black. Then go to the Font option. Change the font default to Arial Black. Then increase the text scale above 35%. Go to the timeline and adjust the background according to your text track. Then select these tabs. Right-click on this and select Create Compound Clip. Then move this compound clip to the B-roll track. Then go to the Import tab. Click on Stock Media. I'll drag and drop this video to the A-roll track onto the timeline. Then select the B-roll track. Go to the Editing panel. Click on the Video tab. Turn on the keyframe onto the Transform option. Move the playhead above 2 seconds. Then go to the Blend mode in the Editing panel. Convert it to the default to brighten. Then go to the Transform option. Increase the scale above 500%. Then go to the timeline. Trim the video to the second keyframe. Then go to the Editing panel. Click on the Animation tab. Click on Out. Then in this tab, you can select any animation. I select this one and click on it. After that, you can see the final output of this video. Now let's move to the third video part. Create crawling text animation. First, you need to import your video into Capcut. Click on this import button. Then select your video files. Once after imported the video in Capcut, drag and drop this video onto the timeline. Go to the Stock Media tab. Then select this black background and drag and drop it onto the B-roll track. Then go to the editing panel. Decrease the scale. Click here. Then you'll see this interface. Then decrease the height above 16%. Set the height to 83%. Then go to the Text tab. Here, select this default text. Then drag and drop it onto the C-roll track. Then increase the text track duration according to the black background track. Then go to the editing panel. Paste your own text here. Then change the text scale above 5%. Then go to the timeline. Select the text and background layer. Then right-click on it. Click on Create Compound Clip. Go to the media player and move this text layer to the bottom of the screen. Then go to the editing panel. Click on the Video tab. Then again click here. After that, change the scale width to 199%. Then go to the media player. Move this text layer to the right side. Then go to the transformation option in the editing panel. Then turn on the keyframe to this position. Then go to the timeline. Move the playhead to the text layer ending frame. Then go to the media player and turn this text layer to the left side. After that, you can see the final output of this video. Split screen video. First, open Capcut and start a new project. You'll see the main interface. To create split screen videos, start by importing your videos. You can import any video for your project. Go to the Stock Media tab, search for Nature, and you'll see a selection of video clips. Select some clips and drag and drop them onto the timeline. Trim these videos as needed. Next, select the B-roll video track, go to the editing panel, and click on the Blend option. Decrease the opacity to around 50%. Do the same for the C-roll video track. Then, go to the Mask tab. You have multiple masking options available. Choose the one that suits your needs. I'll select a horizontal mask and apply it. Now, go to the Media panel and rotate the mask to 70%. Then move the mask layer to the left side. Return to the timeline, select the B-roll video track, and go back to the Mask tab in the editing panel. Select the same horizontal mask, rotate it to 70%, and move this mask layer to the right side. Select the C-roll video track on the timeline. Go to the Blend option in the editing panel and reset the blending options by clicking the Reset button. Apply the same process to the other video clips as needed. After completing these steps, your split-screen video will be created. To add a cinematic look, click on the C-roll video track to access the editing options. Go to the editing panel, select the Mask tab, and use the arrow button to drag left, adding a blur partition effect between your videos. Repeat the process for the B-roll track. Finally, you can see the final output of this video. Circle face mask. Now let's move on to the second part of this video. We will create a circle masking effect in Capcut, like this. Suppose you want to create a masking video. First, you need to import the video files into Capcut. I have already imported the files. First, I'll drag and drop the face video onto the timeline. Then double-click on it to access the editing options. Go to the editing panel and click on the Mask tab. Here, you have multiple mask options. I choose the circle mask and click on it. Then, go to the media player to adjust the scale and position of the mask. Next, go back to the timeline and move this video layer onto the B-roll track. Drag and drop the white background onto the A-roll track, adjusting the white background track to match the video track. Return to the editing panel, click on the Mask tab, and again select the circle mask. In the media player, set the scale and position to add a border to the circle mask. Then, go back to the timeline and select these tracks. Right-click on them and select Create Compound Clip. Move this compound clip onto the B-roll track and then drag and drop the background video onto the A-roll track. Finally, go to the media player to adjust the circle scale and position. Now you can see the final output of this video. Compound clip. Now we will move to the third part of this video. In this section, we will explore the features of the compound clip. First, I'll drag and drop the video onto the timeline. Then I will show you the first benefit of using the compound clip feature. I'll go to the Text tab and click on the text template. Here, you can choose any text template according to your preference. I select this one and drag and drop it onto the timeline. Double-click on it to access the editing options and go to the editing panel. You'll notice that the animation tab is not available. However, after converting this text layer into a compound clip, the animation tab will appear. So, let's go to the timeline, right-click on this text layer, and select Compound Clip. Then, go to the editing panel, and you will see the animation tab is now available. Click on it to add any animation to your video. For example, I select this one and click on it. Then, go to the Out tab, select this one, and click on it. After that, you can see that I have successfully added both in and out animations to this video. Now let's try this feature with the help of effects. First, drag and drop another video onto the B-roll track. Then, go to the Effects tab on the top left side. I select this effect and drag and drop it onto the C-roll track. Now you can see this effect is applied to all of the layers. But after creating a compound clip, it will only apply to a specific track. Go to the timeline, select the B or C-roll track, right-click on it, and choose Create Compound Clip. Then, I'll add the mask to it. After that, you can see this effect is applied to the single video. Now let's try this feature with basic changes in the video clips. I'll add the second video clip onto the B-roll track. Then go to the Adjustment tab on the top left side. Drag and drop the adjustment layer onto the C-roll track and make some changes to this layer. Then, I'll add the mask to it. You can see this adjustment is applied to all of the layers. But after creating a compound clip, this adjustment is only applied to a specific video. Go to the timeline, select the B or C-roll track, right-click on it, and choose Compound Clip. Then, I'll add a mask to it. After that, you can see this adjustment is applied to a single video. Now let's move on to the next part of this video. In this part, we will see how to add a zoom effect to your video projects. First, import the video onto the timeline. After importing the video, go to the Editing panel. Turn on the keyframe on the Transform option. Then, go to the timeline and move the playhead to 1 second. Next, go to the Editing panel and increase the scale according to your needs. I increased it to 268%, but you can adjust it according to your preference. After that, go to the timeline and move the playhead to the point where you want the zoom effect to end. Then, go to the Editing panel and turn on the keyframe again. Next, go to the timeline and move the playhead to 1 second beyond this point. Finally, go to the Editing panel and set the scale back to 100%. After that, you can see the final output of this video, low-quality videos into 4K masterpieces. First, open Capcut. Then click on Create a New Project. You'll see this interface. First, you need to import the video files. Go to the Stock Media tab, select the video, and drag and drop it onto the timeline. Then, double-click on it to access the editing panel. Next, go to the Adjustments tab located on the top left side of the screen. Select the adjustment layer and drag and drop it onto the B-roll track on the timeline. Click on this layer to access the editing options. Scroll down to the Adjustments tab where you can change the basic color settings in your video to create more cinematic effects. Set the temperature to -14, the tint to -13, and the saturation to 28. After that, go to the Lightness tab. Set the exposure to 11, the contrast to 13, the highlights to -13, the shadows to -8, the whites to -5, and the blacks to -11. Set the brilliance to 13, the sharpness to 18, and the clarity to around 9. You can now see the changes enabled in your video. Click on the Export button, and you'll see this interface. Here, you can select your video file name before exporting. I name it 4K. You can select the resolution of your output video. I select 4K, but you can choose any resolution according to your needs. By clicking here, you can select your video FPS. I select 60 FPS, but you can choose any FPS according to your needs. Then, click on the Export button. After a few seconds, the video will be exported. Finally, click on Open Folder to see the final output of your video. How to use Auto Beat feature in Capcut. First, you need to import multiple pictures into Capcut. Click on the Import button, and you'll see this interface. Select your image files and click on the Open button. Once you have imported the image files into Capcut, go to the Audio tab located at the top left side of the screen. Here, you can select any music file for your video project. I select this one and drag and drop it onto the timeline. Double-click on it to access the editing options, then click on this marker beat icon. Select Beat 1 and click on it. Next, drag and drop all of the images one by one onto the timeline. Select the first image and trim these images according to the markers. After that, select all these images, then copy and paste them onto the timeline. Adjust these images according to the markers and delete the extra part of the music. After that, you can see the results. Now, we will add transitions to create a more cinematic and amazing look. Go to the Transitions tab. Here, I'll add transitions to all of the clips. After that, you can see the final output of this video. Motion tracking. First, you need to import the video files into the Capcut. I'll go to the Stock Media tab. Here's I select any video and drag and drop it onto the timeline. Then go to the Stickers tab located on the top left side of the screen. Here I select this sticker and drag and drop it onto the C-roll track into the timeline. Then go to the Media Player panel. Here I set the scale and position to it. Then go to the Editing panel. Click on the Tracking tab. Then here select the Motion Tracking option. Then go to the Media Player panel. Here select the Tracking option. Then go to the Editing panel. Click on the Start button. Then you'll see this interface. After a few seconds, you have tracking will be completed. After that, you can see the final output of this video. Cinematic editing. Now, we will show you how to use the reverse and freeze frame options in Capcut PC to make your videos more cinematic. First, import a video into Capcut and look for an interesting part in it. Split this part and select a few frames. Now, we have separated our interesting part of the video. Copy this segment and paste it in front of the original. Next, we will apply the reverse effect to this new clip to make it more cinematic and aesthetic. You can apply the reverse effect by either selecting the option from here or by right-clicking on the clip and selecting Reverse from the Edit section. Now, let's add the freeze frame effect. Keep the pointer where you want to add the freeze frame effect. Right-click on the clip, and from the Edit section, click on the Freeze option. You can set the duration of this frame as desired, but keep it short to make it amazing. You can see the final output of this video. Text swipe animation. Now, we will show you how to create a swipe text effect in Capcut PC. First, we will go to the Stock Media tab. Here, I can select any video for my project. Now, I select this one and drag and drop it onto the timeline. Next, we will add text from here. Let's enhance the look of the text. First, go to the Text tab located at the top left side of the screen. Here, I select this default text and drag and drop it onto the B-roll track. Adjust the text duration according to your needs. Then, go to the Editing panel. Scroll down and select any preset style for your text. I select this one and click on it. Then, scroll down and click on the Glow tab. Set the intensity to 50%. Then, go to the timeline, right-click on the text layer, and select Create Compound Clip. Next, go to the Editing panel and click on the Video tab. Then, go to the Mask section. Here, you can select any mask template. I select this mirror mask and click on it. Then, go to the media player and rotate the mask around 73%. Next, decrease the line distance in it. After that, move this mask to the left side of the screen. Then, enable the keyframe at the starting frame. Then, go to the timeline and move the playhead a few seconds forward. Next, go to the media player and move this mask to the right side. Thank you for joining me on this CapCut Complete course. I hope you found this first tutorial helpful and that you now feel confident in your video editing skills with CapCut. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Tech AI for more tech and AI-related content. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more great content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below with any questions, suggestions, or video requests. If you want to stay connected, follow me on social media platforms for more tips, behind-the-scenes content, and updates. Check out my other videos for more awesome tutorials and tips. Until next time, keep creating, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again, and take care.